Hello YouTube. Well, this is my yard. We just bought this house about 4 or 5 months ago, and I affectionately am calling it the house that YouTube bought. Bought this house specifically to grow food, to practice sustainable living, all those sorts of things. But right now, it's pretty raw. It was a pretty decent sized lot out here in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas area. As you can see, I have a good amount of little land here. I did have to go ahead and put a pool up for the kids. It's, all in all, wasn't a bad piece of property for us. We're first time homeowners. We've never owned a house before. We've always rented. And this is the raw material I have to work with. Now, over the series of my videos, I'm going to develop this. I would give a shout out to Rob Bob, to MPH Gardner, to Brandon Marshall in Dallas also, and his wife Meredith. Congratulations on the baby, you guys. I have watched, and I know I'm leaving out people here. There's a lot of people I really owe this to. You guys have inspired me. This house, this land, this thing that we've done. We just can't wait. I just can't wait. Never recorded a YouTube video before. Please bear with me. My camera work is probably not the best. My narration is by far not the best. But this is what we're starting with. Okay. Mr. Growbox right here was here when we got here. We didn't do this. This was already here. My basic plans here is that my idea here is to, and before I even go into that, what my ideas are not set in stone. From what I've learned, the best plans out there are dynamic and they're fluid. So what seems like a great idea today may not be the right idea tomorrow. But anywho, be that as it may, my basic idea right now is to espalier trees down this fence line, and that's almost 100-foot fence. There's another set of 100-foot fence here that goes back behind this shed, and then this is a corner here that cuts off. I have a big giant utility easement behind my house. Yeah, I know, not optimal. There is a relatively busy street back here that I'm probably not going to name. The fence is broken, as you can see. I've had this out before, this whole 2 sections, to have a dump truck come back here. Oh, looky there, Mr. Rabbit. See, this is why we love this. We are city people. We have never lived in a place where wild rabbits just hang out in our yard, and they're not even scared. They've raised generations of them out here, the previous owners told us. They just live under the shed. Obviously, this is not going to be perfect for my raised bed gardens. We're going to have to evict them at some point. Anyway, I need a new fence. Right off the bat, I need a new fence. I can't stand this fence. You can see straight through it. Watch this car go by. I could see that her inspection sticker was out. Okay, this is ridiculous. See all the lights? I need a fence. It's a sieve. Don't exactly got the money for a fence right at the moment, but we're going to work on that. About the trees in the espalier, I've already ordered 23 trees and berry bushes from treesofantiquity.com. I found them on I don't know, it's like an Angie's List of gardening. I think it's Greg's Garden. It's like a review site, I suppose. They've got a lot of different things going on there. That bunny rabbit's still there. Well, I stumbled upon Trees of Antiquity, and they have reviews on that site going back 10 years for their site, and there's 1 negative. All right. I don't know how this is going to go. Online nurseries, I'm sure people can tell me great stories about them, as people can tell me some real horror stories about them. I am going to tree out my yard with my permanent plantings with Trees of Antiquity. Hey, you guys will see what I see. I have ordered cherries, apples, pears, plums, a couple of varieties of raspberries. I already have 2 blueberries actually over here growing that in some buckets that I'm going to eventually do over here. blackberries, 2 different varieties. I have 2 figs in the ground already. Didn't kind of go the way I was wanting, but I'm going to be doing a lot of things. I actually have bought 2 females and 1 male kiwi that I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do over here. There's a lot, you guys. I'm a rambler. I will talk. I apologize if it's hard to listen to. I'm just excited. You know, I'm excited. I'm happy to be here. And again, it's YouTube community that has inspired us to kind of give us focus to these random desires to do for ourselves that a lot of people have but don't have a way to articulate or anything that could show them a path to focus that. Well, boy, watch enough YouTube on your given subject, and if you don't become inspired, I don't know what to tell you. But I am inspired, and I'm ready to go to work. Throughout this video series, I'm completely open to constructive criticism. I'll be alright with a little negative criticism. I know how YouTube can be. People can be pretty bad on there sometimes. But I've seen a lot of good stuff. I'm still here. I'm still working. I know MPH is old lady now. Congratulations on that. Gosh, who else? So many guys that I've watched so much. Oh, LDS Prepper out of Houston. I think he's actually moved up north now with his son. Or by his son. The Mid-Lydiar Gardening Method. Golly. I watched your entire series in 2 weekends. I couldn't get enough. From the time you laid out that first patch of grass, should I do a pool or should I do the gardens? And I went nuts. I loved it. Alright, anyway, besides the espalier the trees, I'm going to do my permanent plantings first. I want to get this fence done first, because if I'm going to do trees, I'll tell you more about it in another video. I need to do a lot to this ground, to the soil. This is not horrible soil. It is what I think they call gumbo. It'll crack. And it's a real black soil. It can get really hard. But I don't know, there's not a lot of friability to it. This used to be farmland back in the day. There are some massive 2-foot earthworms in this soil. We dug this pool down. It's not obviously done very well. We're going to drain it and try to re-level it. But it was on a hill, so we wanted to kind of try to get a little more level. This is a bad angle. This makes me look bad. Yeah, you can see a dip over here and a little high. But all in all, it's relatively level. It's where I wanted it. Hey, I got kids. I got 4 boys. The earthworm population was there. They were massive. I don't know, these look like sandworms from Dune. This was crazy. Never seen anything like them, really. So, I know that the ground is fertile. There's the rabbit. I would need to work some organic matter in. I have a location in Irving, actually, a Dallas suburb, that there's a neighborhood that is just completely covered in like oak trees and things, and they bag up about this time of year all their leaves and set them out for free. So I'm going to collect all that material. I'm looking to get some material from Living Earth called Clay Killer. It's got expanded shale and compost. Now they even believe another item in it. Bring me a few square yards, maybe as much as 9 square yards in. Doing big strips down around here and some over here. This tree, unfortunately, I do want it to go. It is a gigantic bur oak. It's got those massive acorns that you may... Here, look at these guys. Oh my goodness. Look at them. Now, my neighbor has already warned me. These are not acorns. These are hand grenades when you hit them with a lawnmower. So you're going to know it. And you can see them kind of on the tree. My brother's a hunter, and he thinks these are awesome. He wants to try to grow them for deer feed. Anyway, I want to put a greenhouse here eventually, so I'm going to have to whack this guy down, and I want to put my other trees over here. This is the first video. I am positive I am rambling. I do apologize. Bear with me, you guys, because what I feel like I'm going to do, I think is going to be interesting for other people. I really do. I was inspired. It's overwhelming. It's daunting, the things, but I've educated myself as much as I can, as the normal layperson can. And I think this is going to turn out really well. Hey, you know what? It's going to turn out how it's going to turn out, one way or the other. And that's just what it is. But let's see this thing happen together. I do plan on doing water catchment on this house. Maybe not so much up here, but all around here and around the front. And I'm going to do perhaps do the IBC containers here. I do consider that I have 6,000 gallons of water right there. And I already have a quote from a company to put me a solar system right up there. 5 kilowatt, grid tied. Not a bad price considering what I hear they sell for in such states as California and Arizona. Under 10,000, financed. Woohoo! I thought you wanted to get paid. I'm just kidding. Anyway, yeah, this is a decent little piece of land. That street drives me up the wall. It's not bad though. It's really not. It's kind of homey to us, but good fences make good neighbors, and my neighbor is the street, so we're gonna fix that. All right. Well, you guys, I'll talk to you soon.